Hello, my freaks and children. This is just going to be a quick video on the game that's constantly showing up on my YouTube channel, and I stream 3 times a week on my Twitch channel. Come stop by, link in description. But I'm going to talk about Dead by Daylight and the balance of Dead by Daylight because obviously I play that game a lot. Like I said, I play it almost 3 times a week, every single week. So it takes up a lot of my life, and I'm very invested in the game. And I kind of wanted to discuss something that I've noticed no one's talking about, but I think we need to be expecting, and that's changes to Exhaustion, or more so, changes to how Exhaustion works. I just play Killer more than Survivor, so I'm more so aware of the killer-sided issues and of that matter. But I've noticed with every new Exhaustion perk that comes out, it appears as though their Dead by Daylight is going in a different direction than when Exhaustion was first implemented. And I kind of wanted to open up this conversation, a little bit of a Scott Junn style video. I've noticed that they keep adding these Exhaustion perks that on trend, you have to do something in order to activate. And that kind of goes against what the original Exhaustion perks, such as Sprint Burst and Dead Hard were, which were how you kind of just got these things for no good reason. Sprint Burst, you just get a speed burst just because, and Dead Hard, you get a free unhit. Now, I personally think that both those mechanics are one of the reasons why the Dead by Daylight community is so entitled in their opinions. And then there's a whole separate discussion to be had on the Dead by Daylight community and the problems within the community. I think the reason why these 2 specific mechanics specifically really do affect the entitlement level of Dead by Daylight is I think because these are very powerful mechanics on Survivor side, and they're like, they're meant to actually give you a chance against the killer. I think because you get it for nothing is why it rewards the player for not doing anything, and I think that's why behavior is moving in this new direction that I've noticed. Because with newer Exhaustion perks that we see, such as Head On, the new Pallet Stung perk that I can't remember the name of right now, things like Lithe or things like Balanced Landing, you have to do an action to activate it. Balanced Landing, you have to fall from a high place, which you can risk getting hit in the air. Lithe, you have to go for a window and make it through that window and risk getting hit through the vault. Head On, you risk putting yourself in a locker, one of the most vulnerable places of all, but you get to stun the killer for a few seconds. And finally, our pallet stunning mechanic, you have to actually loot the killer, but you have to stun, or do you have to stun? I don't know how it works entirely, but you have to throw the pallet down in a chase. You have to be in a chase and throw the pallet down. And so I think that these are very interesting because it's very much against the original philosophy, which was, like I said, Dead Hard and Sprint Burst, which realistically reward you for nothing. And I think that's a lot of reasons why people have so many of these opinions and think that there's one way to play the game, how people can accept that you can play the game however you want with the fact that there is no win and loss. It's because of things like this that are implemented where there is no idea that they have to earn this kind of second chance perk, you could say, or more so earn this, I guess, ability perk. For Sprint Burst, you don't have to earn anything, you just hold it and run. You can use Sprint Burst whenever you want. Sure, if you use Sprint Burst smartly, more times than not, you're going to be waiting for the killer to come up to you, you'll be walking, and then you'll activate it instantly. But overall, you're going to generally not have to do anything to activate Sprint Burst. Same with Dead Hard. You get hit, but you don't activate getting hit, you just get hit. Dead Hard rewards you for getting punished, or for doing something wrong. You got hit, and now all of a sudden you have a second chance. And that's a lot of times why people are so entitled in their opinions of these perks, especially survivors who run it so frequently. And I'm not saying it's not okay to run, because I run them all the time. Come to my stream, you'll see me running Sprint Burst or Dead Hard more than any other Exhaustion perk. But it's because these mechanics inherently are just freebies. That's what they are. You don't have to work at all for them. Similar to NOED. NOED is a freebie. You don't have to do anything to activate NOED. You do have to, I guess, lose the game, but the reason why NOED has so much contention is because of the fact that NOED gives you a second chance at the end of the game for no good reason. You didn't do anything. You failed the entire objective of the game, and then you get rewarded at the end with NOED. Same mentality with Sprint Burst and Dead Hard. I believe that there will be a change to these perks coming up eventually, and I'd love to open a discussion about what we think these changes could be. Because although I enjoy the game, and I think I have a pretty well understanding of the game mechanics and how to play, I'm definitely not I'm not someone who is as high level or high tier as people like Scott Junn or Otofu who talk about balance all the time. So I'd love to open the conversation to them on how they think Sprint Burst could be open. If they see this, I doubt it. I'm like a 2 subscriber Andy, so I'm not expecting them to see it, but I'd love for the conversation to be open to them. Because usually they both talk about things like this, Otofu and Scott. They tend to talk about future changes and what could be happening. And I've noticed that, at least for me, it's been very obvious for a while now, especially with the new perk now coming in, that clearly they want Exhaustion to be more of this, you do something, you get a reward for doing that thing. And so I want to know, how could they turn Sprint Burst and Dead Heart into this? Now, I had suggested to my chat, maybe they could make it so Sprint Burst, you have to be in the killer's terror radius for a certain amount of time, and that way it gives you the same play style of Sprint Burst, where nowadays the smartest way to use Sprint Burst is obviously in the method of letting the killer get close to you and then trying to bait out a swing and then Sprint Bursting away. So it kind of rewards that play style of being bold if you have to be within the killer's terror radius for a certain amount of time. Maybe we could say like 5 seconds. Nothing absurd, because obviously the killer's going to catch you. But like just enough so when you start to hear the killer's terror radius and they get close enough to you that you get to boom away as you do it. And it kind of rewards you for having to wait that period out instead of just vooming away instantly and getting all that distance. It rewards you for playing brave and playing boldly, and rewards you for potentially even making good use out of loops. And then Dead Heart I didn't really know, because Dead Heart's a hard one to think for me, at least, because of the way that Dead Heart is clearly built as just a second chance perk. And so I was thinking maybe it could be this. I don't think it would work, but kind of go the Medal of Man route, where you could have it so taking a hit for somebody or taking a protection hit or something could do something that allows you to Dead Heart, since David's all about that whole being the hero and being like his storyline's all about that, right? It's all about how you defend others. But I don't think that would be balanced. I don't think that would be fair. I think that would make Dead Heart completely die as a perk, which, since I'm a killer player, I wouldn't be against, but I don't think it's fair to people who play it with Survivor. And I don't think it's as broken as something like Medal of Man was, so I don't really think it needs a nerf like that. So I'd love to open up the conversation and hear some more from other people in the comments, or if Scott and Tofu would like to hop on. Those are the people who I like to go through for balance things, and I love to hear their opinions on the balancing aspects of the game. And so, since it seems as though I'm really the only one who's picked up on this change to Exhaustion, I'd love to hear from them and hear what they think about these changes and if they think that it will happen, because I truly do think that eventually Sprint Burst and Dead Heart are going to be getting the axe. I raise the question, what do you think and what do we think could be done to these perks to make them more of a Exhaustion perk, since all the other Exhaustion perks require a secondary action in order to activate them? And I'd love to open up the conversation to whoever wants to talk about it. This has been Enigma Bazaar. I hope you enjoyed my video on the potential changing of Exhaustion perks and the potential rebalancing of Exhaustion perks. Please be sure to like and subscribe and follow me on all my other socials linked below. I stream 3 days a week on Twitch, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, and potentially even more. I also have a TikTok now that you can go find in my description. And that's been me. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy. Hope there's some conversation in the comments. And goodbye!